Well, I'll tell you this. I think things are going to get more racist quicker than they get less racist nowadays. I think that enough people are feeling alienated and
Mhm.
made to feel like the villain. And then meanwhile, they just look at things around them in the urban fucking like population centers. And I think it's just the combination. People are going to be racist again. I mean, I think it's just going to happen. And I don't think it was that way before maybe 10 years ago when we had Obama talking about how the cops are to blame for this. I mean, and he jumped on the Zimmerman Trayvon Martin thing, and then they all jumped on Mike Brown, and it was off to the races to 2020. And I think now with that coupled with the DEI initiatives, which are basically just judging people on the basis of their race,
Which is
and
exactly what they're saying they don't want.
no, they don't. No, the level the
Ah.
playing field days are over. Now it's flip the table time.
So what do
No,
you guys want to talk about tonight?
Yeah, well,
I
we
want to
covered a
talk about
few.
these Irish
Desiree had a good
bastards who
idea.
didn't show up on the show.
Well, that's another thing that was going
Why
on the
don't you
last
just
couple of
text them?
weeks. I
Yeah.
wanted to
Message
ask
them.
them. I wanted to ask them about all the protests going on in Ireland right now over the migration issue because they got a
Yeah.
little of what we're dealing with right now too, and people are getting fed up with it.
Yeah, big
And
time.
I think, hey, Mike, maybe I'm wrong, but I think it stemmed from, wasn't it sort of twofold? Maybe you don't know. I don't want to put
I
you on
may
the
not know.
spot,
Yeah.
but I thought the root of the protest, one had to do with employment, and the other had to do with rising crime.
I know the crime side. I did not know about the employment side.
Okay, well then,
But I
Like a
when I was
lot of their episodes are involving crime, and it's usually they're I don't know. Did you get to watch any, Jack, or no?
yeah, I watched the one that you guys. I didn't watch the whole thing, but the one that you guys posted in the text thread.
About not hiring blacks or
Yeah,
Indians?
I watched the first half of that, and they were talking about it was like a continuation of a previous episode, I guess. So they were in the middle of it, and they were
Yeah, yeah,
talking about some racist statement was made at work, and there was a complaint to the CAC or the manager. They call him a CAC. I don't know what that
yeah.
stands for. Yeah, but I didn't get to watch a whole lot of it. Obviously, I think just for the audience sake, this episode we were supposed to have some guests who have another podcast, and something must have happened where
Guts over fear is what it's called.
I'm not going to plug it. They didn't show up, so maybe edit
Sure.
that out as
Not
well.
tonight, but
Um, but
no, I I liked I don't mind plugging
It
them
just
because they
goes to
want to
show
come on.
you cannot trust the Irish. That's what it
Ah,
goes to show.
fuck the
oh hey
Irish. Fuck the
hey
Irish.
hey,
No,
Mike. I'm a 60%er you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I'm a
I'm
25.
like full
I got
on
it.
Irish, 100% as far as I
Did
know.
the Irish say proper wanker, or is that British people?
I thought that
I
was
think that's
British.
more
I
British.
don't know.
That's
Yeah,
just a funny term.
it is.
Proper wanker.
I mean,
Um,
I was writing down stuff left and right. I was like,
no,
this we got to use this.
Do they
they,
call people cunts all the time? Like it's
Yes.
just a
Yeah,
word, like
that's big
Yes.
in
not,
England.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, we're the only ones
or
that give it that
That
the
that
clause.
importance.
Yeah. Yeah, but apparently their bitch is the one that you don't say. That's the one that
Mm.
you avoid. But cunt, they fucking it's like the.
I know.
No, but so I've been texting back and forth with the guy, and yeah, he said that
Well,
story, the story about the hiring, like that's an ongoing thing. They're still continuing with it. I really, like I said, I really want to have the guys on because I think they're very interesting. They're active, like you said, they're activists, and honestly, on our side of the political spectrum, we don't have activists really. All the
some
activists are bonkers talking about I want to wear a dress and have purple hair, and you should treat me like that's normal. You know?
Well, we had a bunch of activists one day in January back in 2021, but unfortunately now they're all getting locked up and held in solitary and
Yeah.
fully prosecuted, you know, for
1,400, I
what?
heard. They hit 1,400 people now
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
Every last one.
that have been prosecuted.
Yep.
it really I have the feeling, and I do anticipate we're going to get them on. I think that maybe they misunderstood the time,
Yeah,
or
we'll figure
maybe
it's
that.
fine. It's
Yeah,
okay.
dude, it's
We're
not a
gonna
big
make
deal.
it.
You were talking
Yeah.
about them, and so I
I've
figured
already
we
called the
should.
police and Interpol, and we've already
Listen, I do
done
want
that.
to give them a plug because I know they're going to come on. Their show is called Guts Over Fear, which is actually kind of cool because that's based on an Eminem song. You either know it or you don't, whatever. But they I watched several of their episodes. They have a What Is a Woman episode that's like it aligns with pretty much what we were saying. I find it interesting that they, from what I've seen, that they have a lot of the problems that we're having here on,
Yeah, man.
different levels.
Well, yeah, I was just talking about the migrant situation. They
They're
got that
human
problem.
beings. I mean, it's not like, you know,
Well, yeah,
it's a
but you're
it's a
not going to find.
global problem. I mean, a lot of countries in Europe are having an issue with. I mean, immigration is a
Mhm.
huge issue right now. Migration,
Yeah.
I guess, like unfettered migration that is supported by globalist governments and not
Mhm.
necessarily supported by the people or voted for. I mean, do you guys remember voting for all this stuff? I don't.
No,
I don't
no.
remember voting for it.
Well,
Here's the thing.
and also, Mike, in Europe, it's almost like an amped up version of what we have because it's been going on for a long, long time. The demographics of countries have totally changed, but so are the cultures because most of their migrants are coming from the Middle East, not Christian countries. You know what I mean? So it's completely different.
Well, Desiree, you were saying something earlier about what
I
was it
was.
on Reddit? I know
Oh,
you said something about, and I had heard that. What was it on Reddit? It was like, "Am I an asshole?"
am I the asshole?
I've been reading some of those, and I'm not
They're
on Reddit.
good.
They get into like other media. Like I am not on Reddit, but
Mhm.
they pop up, and I'm like, some of these are pretty interesting. Like,
Mhm.
some of them are clear cut. Like I think I know who the asshole is, but some of them
It's hard. Some of them you're like,
are
I
hard.
don't know,
Yeah,
maybe, but also no, everyone sucks. I don't know.
that may be a good
Yeah. How
episode.
do we access those? Let's pull one
You
up.
go on Reddit.
No, I'm saying pull one up. What do we got?
Pull a random one up. Just
Yeah, we lost Zeus.
if we do
Yeah.
well, but we may do an episode on this. This is a
Yeah,
good
that could be
topic.
fun.
There's a lot. This could be a whole episode.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
should
that's
have
what we
done
mean.
that.
We're gonna do a test.
That's
Let's
why I
do a
say you
test.
guys start talking.
I know. It's what happened. It's a podcast.
Yeah, well,
We
we
start
said we're gonna.
talking. What are
We
we not
said no. We
dancing?
said we were gonna talk about some stuff that was popping this week.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
covered enough.
This is just like sometimes you don't even need a subject.
No,
You know?
well, am I the asshole? Like you said, that's a good episode. We could
Yeah.
just do a whole.
Mm. Okay, this is a weird one.
Okay.
Not weird, but like, okay.
All right.
I've been taking, or the title is, Am I the asshole for asking my driving instructor to pay for my failed test? Okay.
Mm.
I've been taking
No.
driving lessons with the same instructor for a few months and failed my first driving test today. Just a side note, I never actually took a driving test.
Whoa.
That's how they roll in Kansas.
That's how we
Yeah.
fucking roll. We give you your license at 14, say have fun.
Figure it out.
I've used the
Drives
same
into
car.
the DMV with an ATV.
Do you guys don't have farm licenses out there where you live?
No, what's that?
Oh, it's
No.
where you get your driver's license at 14.
Yeah, on a farm. Okay.
On a farm.
But you drive everywhere.
You drive
That's how that
everywhere.
works. Okay.
Okay. Tell a
I've used
story.
this I've used the same car the entire time with him, but this morning he turned up with a completely different car. I'm guessing this is one of those like private driving in schools.
Yeah.
Okay. But he turned up with a different car, bragging about the fact that he upgraded and how I'd be the first student to drive it. Mentally, I was freaking out because I asked a lot of questions about the differences, most of which he brushed off by saying a car is a car, which agreed.
Yes and no. Yeah.
It was an early test, so I didn't have a lesson booked immediately before it, as my instructor doesn't start working that early. I literally drove the car 7 minutes to the test center, and that's it. I failed. I was fumbling the controls the whole time, spent ages trying to figure out how to put in reverse mid-test. That's the same on all the cars. Anyway, was super paranoid about changing lanes as it didn't have the blind spot mirror attachments as the other car did, and I stalled a few times pulling off. I asked my instructor to pay me back for the cost of the test and for his fee for using the car, but he refused, saying it wasn't his fault that I failed. I have no idea how this isn't his fault. If he'd told me he was planning on getting a new car, I would have postponed my test. Am I the asshole for trying to get my money back? I was planning on looking into what I can do legally, but my family is telling me to try and just ask for discounted lessons instead. But I don't need more lessons, and I definitely won't be hiring him anymore.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, she's not an ass
Wait,
in my
do they have a
opinion.
profile picture of her? Does she have
no, they don't
purple
have that.
streaks
That's
in
not
her
a thing
hair?
on Reddit.
It's on Reddit.
Thank you,
But
Desiree.
yeah, the no, I mean, what I'm saying, I don't think she's an asshole for asking, but she's never going to get it, and nor should
Right.
she. And if I was but even though it was a dick move, and
Yeah, it was a dick move.
he totally sandbagged her. But it's like,
Yeah.
welcome to Earth. I mean, welcome to adulthood. You know,
See, I feel like you should have to go for
you
your
get.
driving test with a manual.
I mean, you get a podcast, you invite people on that like are from another country, and then
And
they
they
don't
don't
show
show
up.
up.
You know, I mean, this like, are we gonna ask them to pay for our studio time? No.
Yeah, exactly. Rogan doesn't.
Yeah, man. So it's just, and it's cool, man. We'll do it again later.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It even
Yeah.
costs money to take a driving test. I thought the shit
Yeah.
I
was
think
free.
it does. Yeah, it
No,
probably
it costs money.
Okay, well, I think that I wouldn't say asshole, just entitled.
That's
I don't know.
Entitled is that.
Yeah,
That's the point of these initiatives.
being colorblind is racist. And also, Jeff, I
Right.
mean, it's
Oh man, have you guys
Yeah.
listened to this guy Coleman? What's his
Hughes.
name?
Coleman Hughes.
I
Yeah.
fucking love that guy.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I actually I've got a copy of his book actually because I
Nice.
heard him on NPR before I even saw the guy. I actually thought it was a white dude when I listened to NPR, but I liked what he was saying.
Brilliant.
And then I saw the guy, and I think he's from Colombia. Like he's a really smart guy. And
Super nice guy.
I would agree with him before I would agree with Ibram X. Kendi or
Mhm.
that that woman that wrote White Fragility because
Yeah.
she's fragile. Like she wrote
Yeah.
that book. If you look at that book, it's entirely anecdotal.
It's
Yeah,
it's
I
not
saw him.
there's not footnotes in it. You're not going
No.
to find loud footnotes.
So I
No.
saw Coleman Hughes on Joe Rogan recently,
Yeah, it was a good
and
long interview.
he was just such a thoughtful, nothing but respect for the guy. The guy is a fucking genius.
It's common sense. Yeah. I mean,
But we all have common sense. It's how we deliver
mhm.
our message that is really the important thing. And I think he was on The View recently, and
Yeah.
he handed them their asses. I think there's one lady on the show that's kind of
Yeah, that's
Mm.
Sonny
Sonny-
Halston. Sonny Halston.
but she was even like, he was even like going, no, you're kind of wrong about that. I got mad respect for that guy. That guy is so brilliant. And the Joe Rogan episode, I tend to watch them once because it's a lot. Every episode is like 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
But that one I might watch again because I just found him to be just a really bright guy that's saying shit like, what was it? You said it, colorblind. There is no colorblind, or what was it?
No, I'm saying these days, if you say that you're colorblind, people will accuse you that's racist, that
Right.
is missing the boat. But
Yeah.
I mean, but the other thing is everything going on with Hamas and over in Israel. I mean,
Yeah.
just since October 7th. I mean, it used to be that there was support for Israel for the most part,
Yeah.
And there was also like people would say, well, just because I don't support Israel doesn't mean I'm an anti-Semite. And now people are just like full blown being anti-Semitic, like
Right.
ripping
Well,
the
and
bandage off. I mean, I see flags here. I mean, like I've told you guys before, I drive by Blinken's house and there's like 15 people out there waving flags with like doll babies that are covered in
Hmm.
blood. The road in front of Anthony Blinken's house, our
Okay.
Secretary of State. The road surface outside his house is stained red because of all the fake blood that these protesters keep throwing around.
Wow.
Like it's like stained red. And there's like signs that the county, because it's on the border of two counties of Arlington and Fairfax, and there's signs from the police department, like there's like signs with the generator on them. It says like, do not honk your horn, don't do this. But they have jersey walls up. They've got tents. They've got. I gotta go there and take a picture. I want to get. Well, this. I want to do an episode on catching up, doing another episode, kind of like on October 7th, and I want to go there with a camera. I wanted Zeus to go with me.
yeah.
Um,
Give us another one.
okay, here's the other one. I, 29 female, married my husband, 31 male, a few months ago. Neither of us were particularly interested in spending a boatload of money on a wedding that no one would actually enjoy, so we were very casual. The wedding was in a party room of a pizza place that we love, and decided to let our friends bring their army of small children because pizza. To
Bad
entertain
idea.
to entertain the kids, we decided to have a few carnival themed games and snacks available, and we even hired a clown to do balloon animals.
This is
I know this
bizarre.
clown, which is funny. It says, I know this clown. He is a friend of my cousin's who has good clown credentials. He was great with kids.
Mr. Gacy.
Yeah,
Town
yeah, right.
credentials.
We had the bright idea to invite the clown to do some of our wedding photos as well. Anyhow,
The fuck
I
kind of
noticed.
wedding is this?
What
Listen.
kind of Renaissance man is this clown?
Anyhow, I noticed my mother-in-law, female 60, had been sort of distant at the wedding, but I didn't realize that she was pissed at us until she came to dinner last night. We got the wedding photos and picked out our favorite, which one of the favorites was the two of them looking at each other dramatically, and the clown standing next to us holding a big fake squeaky hammer like he was about to bonk my husband's head. We got it framed and put it up in the house. When my mother-in-law saw the photo, she lost it. She blamed me for embarrassing her and continuing to rub it on her face with the clown photos, and that I should have put my foot down and made sure her son had a classy wedding and not the clown show you put on.
Mhm.
My husband told his mom to leave, but honestly, I was kind of shaken. The feedback from other friends and family has been positive, and I've had a good relationship with my mother-in-law thus far, so this is a surprise. I know a lot of people say that the wedding is for the family, not for the couple. I don't agree, which isn't something I took seriously until now. So I'm wondering if I should have considered my mother-in-law's feelings when putting together the party. Am I the asshole for my clown show of a wedding?
Yes.
No.
What do you think, Jack?
I don't think.
The clown for their fucking wedding.
Yeah, I don't think she's an asshole for just for hiring a clown. I think she's an asshole for I mean, she's an asshole for hiring the clown. Zeus is right about that. It sounds like the dumbest wedding ever.
Yeah,
But
was there a bounce
no,
house at the
I-
end of the aisle?
That would be a good idea.
I think she's kind of an asshole for not involving her mother-in-law a little bit more in discussions about the wedding, because she either already knew the mother-in-law was dead set against all of this, in which case she's a total asshole for not even taking that into account, or maybe she could have just been a little more like, I know, we've all been married. I remember the whole wedding planning thing. And I remember my mom in conversations with my wife and her mom as well. Ladies have fun doing all this type of crap together. It's like a rite of passage. A lot of times the dress is handed down. I mean, it's just something that chicks are into. And I'm sure the mother-in-law would have liked some input involved, like, hey, don't hire a fucking clown, and don't invite all of these children and turn it into Chuck E. friggin' Cheese.
Yeah. So
I'm
Clown
seeing
show.
a dancing rat in the background
Don't-
singing.
Like
the
and
automaton band,
also clowns in general suck. I don't like. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
afraid of clowns. I don't want clowns around.
I'll
And
fucking punch a clown.
yeah, I'll punch a clown. I don't know.
But
All I know is these people must be really weird. Like, or
Well,
this.
there's a lot of like themed weddings now. Like
Wait, what part of Kansas was this wedding in?
this
it's
is
not.
in Kansas.
Uh,
But it wasn't a theme. It was sort of sounds like a slow motion train wreck is what happened with the
Well,
planning
yeah,
of
a
this.
train wreck could be the
But
theme of a wedding.
I may be a little sexist on my opinion here, but I would say I don't think she's being an asshole. But I do think if the roles were reversed, like if the mom of the bride uh showed up and the groom caught a clown there and like had him involved in all the pictures, I could see. I mean, I think he would be kind of an ass about that, like what Jack was saying. Typically, women are the ones that plan this, but I think the wedding's for the couple, and they can do
I also
whatever
do
the
too.
hell they want.
If they wanted a fucking theme, carnival themed wedding.
I mean,
However, I don't think that was the theme. I just think that they just threw
it was
some
just a
shit
train wreck.
together.
Yeah, I think it was bad at the end.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here.
Yeah.
You can take pictures without the clown.
No,
I'm just
the
saying.
reason why the mother-in-law was so in shock by what she was beholding is because that guy is completely whipped.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because we already know the clown is a friend of her cousin. So
yeah.
He's got good
with
clown cred.
no, she's the one with the clown fetish. She she's really into
Like in
clowns.
Joe Dirt's mom.
Yeah, she's into clowns, and she said, "Oh, come on, honey, come on. I really want a clown. I love clowns."
Put on a clown suit.
And yeah, and so he just went with it.
Wear a clown suit instead of a tux.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
that's what
kind
I
of think.
think.
I
I think
mean,
he's whipped. I think he sucks.
In
He's
my
the
opinion,
asshole. The husband is the asshole.
my opinion on
He
this
should get
is
used
I
to it.
also think
Yeah.
everyone sucks in
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah.
The husband's the asshole.
My opinion on weddings is like it always. My wedding was a justice of the peace. Fucking get it done. $300. You're married. I hate the concept of spending like 60, 80, 20, even 20,000 on a
Oof.
wedding. It's like,
Ooh. I don't
no,
know
I
how
mean,
much we spent on our wedding.
what's that?
I said I shouldn't mention how much we spent.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But continue.
I love you, but it would knock you a few points off.
But
Because for
they're
me,
still married,
it's like
so it worked.
no, but
Yeah.
for me, it's like
You get out what you
that
put
money.
in.
That money could be spent on them buying a house.
We already had that.
Yeah.
And cars. And we've been on plenty of vacations. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Okay, but you understand what I'm saying. I would say a majority of younger married couples, that money could have been used to foster something better than just
Yeah, but now
one
you just
big
tell.
show. You know,
All
Or
right,
you
well-
can maybe just shit on my dream since I was 5.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I don't know.
all right, if that's what it takes. No,
Also, money's not the issue. I don't think it costs that much to order some pizza and hire a clown and do it in the back of a pizza parlor.
Yeah, it wasn't the money.
This was like
I will say
this is $1,000 wedding.
I do like being in weddings because I like going to them. I don't like being in them, but I do like
Right.
going
Being
to
them's a lot
them.
of work.
Yeah, being in them's a lot of work, but like
Yeah,
some
being a guest is
crazy,
fun.
awesome,
Yeah.
totally
my buddy
bananas
John,
wedding
John,
that I can be invited to. Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
John actually, I was an usher at his wedding. Why I wasn't the
He
best
was
man, I
just
don't
an
fucking-
usher.
Yeah, right.
That's the
Exactly.
job you give
My
the
name's
friend you don't
Zeus,
really
for
like,
God's
but you're
sake.
obligated.
Give me some cred. No, but his wedding was at the University of Pittsburgh in their chapel there. I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but it's a fucking
No.
castle. It's massive, beautiful, ornate, all the pretty words you can use. It was amazing. And he was like, yeah, it was like 60,000. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like I understand, and I'm not trying to like shit on the ladies' dreams, but maybe we lower the price tag a little bit.
Yeah,
a
but
little
some of
more.
them are fun, man. You get a good band there, you get good food
Oh,
going
dude,
on.
there's
It
nothing
doesn't
like
take long.
being a single guy at a wedding. It's a great
Look,
place to be.
I may have said this on a previous episode, but back in the day when I was in my early 20s and I worked in theaters and stuff like that, and I usually would wear
You
like
worked
a
in
suit.
theaters?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I would usually wear a suit to work, and my friend and I, and we also owned a house together and stuff. But our big fun thing was to go down to the Belvedere Hotel, which is like 1920s Art Deco, super nice hotel in Baltimore, in off Charles
It's a good
Street.
name, Belvedere.
The
They got a lot of
Belvedere.
good names of shit out on the East Coast.
Yeah, it is a good name, and it was very well pointed. It is a very nice place, very storied history. But anyway, they had a place called the Owl Bar, which was beautiful, and we would go in there for drinks. Now, across the lobby, there were rooms that
It was the
wedding
the
parties.
wedding reception rooms.
We were the wedding crashers before that whole movie came
I
out.
was,
We
I
would
was
go
thinking
there
that
on a
as you were
Friday.
saying.
We'd have some drinks, and I'm already wearing a suit. He's dressed up, tie all
Fit right
loose,
in.
all great. Go walk in there, be like, "Oh man, yeah, whatever. Eat, drink, drink, drink." But we did that. I don't know, 50 times. I don't know, probably not 50 times, but it was awesome. I've been to a lot of weddings, man, or at
I,
least receptions.
So and my wedding wasn't over the top. I mean, cost wise, there's a lot of shit. I mean, it wasn't 60,000,
That's awesome.
but I mean, it was up there.
Yeah.
Anyway, but there's a lot of things that we did that because we got married. I was like 28,
Mhm.
something like that. But we had been
got married
obviously
last
to a
year.
lot of yeah, 2 weeks ago. We we'd obviously been to a lot of weddings in our lifetime. Not saying that like we were old souls when we were married, but what I'm
Right.
saying is like 28 is a little bit later. Some,
For a lot. Yeah.
for some. And there was a lot of things that we had, at other weddings been like, okay, no, we're not doing this. The issue with the cash bar being so fucking congested and you just want to get a drink,
I
but
hate
as
that.
soon as everyone gets out of the ceremony, they beeline to the fucking bar and
Yeah.
it's a line forever.
Yeah.
We figured out how to solve that problem.
How'd you do it? How'd you do it?
We did butlered beverages right
What is
after
that?
it's like when they go around with like before you have like pre selected like drinks. So we had like
Oh.
just glasses of champagne and like I think 2 other mixed drinks that were like carried around on trays and
Cocktail
people could
waiters.
just drink them. I mean, it wasn't like they were free
They were free.
because we
Yeah.
had a completely open bar. But
Yeah, we had
like
open bar
it
too.
was kind of like drinks that you knew people were gonna drink, so you had it
stuff that was
ready,
pretty
and
like
then-
people aren't going to turn down like a glass of champagne, or they're not going to turn, they're just, you're going to drink it because it's there, and you're not like, oh my god, I gotta go get 8 drinks real fast before the shit, you know what I mean? So we got that. We didn't have any children at our wedding. We except for the 3 kids that were in the wedding, and they left after the ceremony.
Oh.
Cool.
Which included my son. We didn't have that thing where like there's a weird awkward like 2 hours between like the ceremony and the reception because they have to take pictures.
Yeah.
We didn't have that.
It just went right into it. That's great.
Well, there was a little bit like, maybe like 25 minutes or whatever. But no, it was longer than that because
So you did have
we did, but the way we did it, like everyone was, because there was the butler beverages during that time. We had a chocolate fountain with an attendant, so it didn't get messy.
Yeah.
But like that did, so people weren't like, god damn, like where the fuck, I'm getting hungry, like come on. And we did most of the stuff before like separate, and then like the only ones we did in that little like gap was just like the bridal party pictures, and they were real quick. Our photographers were great. They're like, okay, this, okay, let's go. And then when it was golden hour, we timed golden hour to be right at the time where everyone was sitting down to eat. It's when the sun is setting.
Okay.
So we timed our like the food to be everyone to be eating during golden hour, so we could go out Because I didn't care about food. Like, I'm gonna eat real fast. I don't need a fucking production for it.
Yeah,
We can eat real fast, and then we can sneak out, go do our like golden hour pictures, and no one even knows that we're fucking gone.
that's
Right.
awesome. That's great.
We didn't have fucking iPhones in our goddamn professional photography pictures. We put a sign up that said, "Put your goddamn cell phone away." Basically, is what it said.
Yeah.
Nice.
This little
Yours
stuff like
sounds
that.
like a good wedding. It sounds great. It sounds more. I mean, if I was going to spend that much money, I would want to do that. Cut
And it's
corners
for
where you,
adults. Yeah.
yeah,
And
makes a lot of sense.
you had the experience of going to other weddings, so you're able to kind of like a la carte what you liked and to get rid of what you don't like, you know,
See,
from like
the
different weddings.
only weddings. Okay, one wedding wasn't. My aunt and my uncle got married on Halloween, and it was like it was another JOP situation, but they got married on Halloween, so everybody was wearing costumes. It was kind of
No,
crazy,
cool.
kind of cool.
Were there any clowns?
I have a friend that just kind of gauges thinking about doing like a masquerade. Like they're not gonna get married on Halloween, but it might be around that time, so they might do like a masquerade, which would be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's totally cool. But most of the wedding, I haven't been. I dissed Jack on his. I was invited, and I just I was recently married at that point, and just couldn't make it. Still feel bad about that because it was
Yeah,
basically
you missed a good time. We had open bar too, and a live band.
she just didn't want to go, so that and
You missed a good time. That's all. It's all right.
But
The only thing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
but most of all the weddings I've ever been to are always these grand spectacles. And that's probably why I have my attitude towards it. It's just like, I'm not saying I'm the most pragmatic person in the world, but I just, and yours sounds where I can accept it. You know what I mean? Not that you, but it just bothers me that those things were not, and you had houses and all that other stuff. So there's a lot to what you said. But for me, it's just like that money could be used for things that are, again, more pragmatic, helping to put a down payment on a house or
college.
College, things like that.
Already went to college. I mean,
I know.
But you know what? You know what's cool
you're
about
the anomaly. You're the anomaly.
You know what's
no, and I get that. And so because we already had that. I mean, we weren't really interested in a honeymoon. Honestly, I mean, I know everyone's like, oh, the honeymoon. I'm like, dude, I've traveled. Not that I've been everywhere there is to go, but like, we have our whole lives to travel.
Yeah.
Right.
You get this one day that I've been dreaming about since I was a little girl. Like, I'm gonna get what I want.
Yeah.
The only thing that I didn't get what I want, which I kind of was like, okay, it's fine, is I always wanted a champagne waterfall.
Like
with all the glasses. Yes.
And then you pour it at the top.
I really wanted one of those.
You know what I thought you were gonna say when you said the one thing I like that you wanted to ride in on a horse or something.
No. Well, I take that back. There's two things. I wanted a champagne waterfall, and I also wanted a waterfall in my cake. But then I kind of gave up on that waterfall in the cake thing because I was like, that's done. But I just want a really large, obnoxious cake. So I got one of that. I had that. And then I also had a string quartet, which I always wanted.
I'm just glad, Desiree, I'm just glad you didn't want a clown, because then I would feel really bad for all the things I said about clowns.
Oh, we had a clown?
Yeah.
So I don't get my ass kicked. I'd like to have someone
Mongo help.
Roll. Well, no, just like off to the side,
strong.
like so I can be recording and you can be recording, and I just want to like talk to these people because their signs are bananas, and I'm like, how is it that you're just out here? They've been out there for like 3 months now.
Well, so that was the interesting thing about Coleman Hughes is he seems to be. He's definitely middle with the Israel Gaza thing, but he definitely seems to be leaning more to
Israel
being bad.
No,
you don't think?
No, he actually
hold on. He seemed to be taking a stance that Israel is doing too much, but he also mentioned that the death rate, like the ratio for the deaths that are going on, is no different than it's ever been any time.
He actually said it was lower.
It was lower.
Right. but the ratio, the amount of
Casualties.
yeah, of casualties, the ratio is relatively the same. So
Okay. I thought I heard him say it was lower. And what I heard
no, no,
Zeus was he was very supportive of Israel from what I saw about him talking about it. He said that what else, what choice do they have? These people have dug 300 miles of tunnels under hospitals and
right.
mosques, etc., and they still have hostages. And what else is Israel supposed to do to wear them down?
And he
And
did. You kept keep using the um, shield of innocence. Like what do you call it?
Oh, human shields
Human shield. Yeah, he did bring that up quite a bit.
that
And
they're used.
I think he said that in no time in history has a terrorist group had 13 years to build 30 miles of tunnels
Right.
underground and
300.
Yeah.
under
Yeah.
prime targets. Like, I don't want, my personal opinion on this is I don't want anybody to die that's in the middle. The
But that's the question. Are
Palestinian
they in the middle? I don't think they are. I mean,
weird.
I'd like to think they are, but the polls and that Al Jazeera has done and everyone else shows
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, but Mike, even if that's true, like, I mean, let's say that they're behind Hamas. They did elect them and they've been there for 13 years, taking all their money.
Yeah.
Even so, unarmed, like,
Oh
I
That's what I'm
yeah.
think,
talking about. The unarmed
like,
I
people.
I
got you.
think, I think Israel's doing as much as they can. I think they need to do to topple Hamas. Like that's true. Like I'm on Israel's side. I know what happened October 7th. Hamas has got to be destroyed.
Yeah.
Period. That's that. But at the same time, I understand people that get squeamish about women and children
Yes.
dying.
Of
But
course.
the thing is, if you say to them, war is hell, then you're not sympathetic to humanity or whatever. And the
That's
fact
so
is,
ridiculous. Of course we're sympathetic,
right.
right?
And
It
then and
happened
also,
here.
but look, as far as what Mike's talking about and the rising anti-Semitism, that's another problem. Just because you're against some of the tactics Israel is using doesn't mean you
No,
hate Jews. And
I'm
I
with you.
think I think a lot of Jewish like public speakers are getting that they're using that tactic because the message is working. Like I mean, Israel didn't help its cause taking out those relief workers, and then that other video of the drone taking out three guys walking across a field. I mean, like those two things leaked. Those two things got out in the same week
And
because the
well,
media is against Israel in this. That's
Yeah.
obvious.
I mean, that's
here's
the
my thing. Is it a rising anti-Semitism or is it a more readily seen anti-Semitism that was
I
always
don't think it necessarily is. I think some people are anti-Semite and some people are pro-Hamas. That's true. Mike's talking about some of them hanging out in front of Blinken's house. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them were purely on the side of Hamas and
uh,
not talking
yeah.
about, oh, this is innocent, whatever. But at the same time, there are a lot of people that are just caught up in what I'm talking about. The media is showing all the atrocities of war, and
yeah, but
people
here's
don't
the
like to
thing.
see it.
Here's the thing. The media here is showing the stuff that happened, but what drives me absolutely nuts, it hurts my heart that they're just ignoring the fact that when they went in on October 7th, and I've said it before, I've talked about it before,
The
this
shovel.
guy with the yellow shirt, and they're burying a shovel, like the pointed in his chest, and he's reaching out to grab for them because he's in fight or flight. I'm
Yeah,
dying.
he's done.
He's the George Floyd mother vibe.
Right.
He's just somebody save me, and they sent that out with pride, and they sent all these videos of all this violence that they did, and they were sending it, not external forces that were trying to implicate them in this. They were implicating themselves. They were sending it out to the world. This is what we do. What led to it, I don't know. But I mean, obviously there's the ongoing hatred. But
No,
what led to that actual attack, I don't know.
well, they're purely anti-Semitic in every sense of the word. They're completely dehumanized them. They don't want them to be walking on the earth. And they had a good time, but you know what? Fuck around and find out. That's what I say.
What did we? What did
We were
I
just
told,
talking about that.
I
It's a
told
great
Mike earlier
expression.
that a lot of the stuff in the world right now, I'm not liking the new phrases and all, but FAFO is a fucking solid one. Fuck
Yeah,
around and find out.
Well,
the
that's
new
what they
lingo.
did. That's what they did.
Well,
And again, I didn't mean to say the name. Somebody that I know
oh,
said, "What's the big deal with all this? What's going on?" And I said, "Well, October 7th." And this person was like, "Well, but does that justify 30,000 people?" Which I don't believe numbers anymore at all.
I don't
yeah,
believe Hamas's number.
Yeah. I'm going to question if it comes from Al Jazeera. I'm not saying that they're not whatever. I don't know enough about them, but they seem to lean one way. But what I told her is, I was like, if you're in the woods and you see a bear and you go up and poke it with a stick and it fucking decimates you, fuck around and find out. we, you don't they are easy Israel is easily the most sophisticated military force.
Moving on. This one's short, but this is kind of funny.
okay.
Cool.
Am I the asshole for eating cookies?
Yes.
So we're at my child's activity, and there's a reception room with cookies and sodas.
Oh boy.
So I snuck in there while the ceremony was, or whatever the activity was still on, and I ate 2 cookies. My husband said, "You do realize those cookies are for the kids, right? You're being kind of an asshole for eating it all, much less before the kids get to it." Okay, so maybe it was not the most poised and non-hot mess mom thing to do, but was I that much of an asshole? I mean, I won't do it again, but I literally just steal cookies from a little kid's mouth?
At the bottom it says, "Thank you very much, Cookie Monster."
You are
I'm
not the
sure
asshole.
they have
You're
more
a
cookies.
hungry bitch.
I'm sure they have more cookies somewhere.
Yeah, she's not an asshole for taking 2 cookies.
No, 2
I
cookies.
thought it was
I mean,
funny.
she took all the cookies. Then
Yeah, that's an asshole.
That's an asshole, but that's just
Right.
no.
You know what
cookies,
I realized is that people that post on Reddit are assholes.
no,
No, she's not though. She had 2 cookies. It's not a big
No, that
deal.
one's actually the most redeemable of all of them. But the Chuck E. Cheese fucking wedding, and
Yeah,
what
it's
was the
bad.
other
Oh,
one?
there's some juicy ones out there. Like, ooh.
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think I could read those for any extended period.
I think we should do a full episode on that one time.
Yeah, those could be fun.
Yeah, I
I'd
think
have
that
to
would be
find the
fun.
really good ones.
Yeah, am I an
All right.
asshole episode?
I think if you get
Yeah.
like 10 of them, and then we could each come to the table with one, and
Yeah.
then read the rest off Reddit. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, and so there it's just like if you go to Reddit and you just type am I that asshole, or there's some other really good threads. There's today I fucked up. There is like best of Reddit what's it called? Best
Yeah,
of
see,
Reddit
I don't have
responses or
Reddit.
something.
I don't do Reddit.
Best
I
of
don't
Reddit
do.
updates, that's what it is. Where the person that writes the am I the asshole thing will come back and update the story.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
see, I
Because
think
yours
that's
like
yeah, that may
yeah,
be.
you want to know.
But the am I the asshole thing though has definitely jumped. It's still on Reddit, but I see it like it'll become a story on another
Yeah.
website, and it's
Yeah.
credited to Reddit, but it's kind of become a big deal.
I remember
I know what
I
Red
remember
Thing is.
watching an episode of Matt Walsh, and he had a whole section called "Am I the Asshole?" Like, and people would do that. They'd submit those questions to him, and then he would, do his Matt Walsh
Yeah,
diatribe thing.
yeah,
So it's pretty, it's out there in podcast land. So why not us? Why not us?
Yeah,
Let's
why
do
Why
it.
not us?
If
We
not
should-
you, then who?
exactly.
Right.
I was like, if you're in the woods and you see a bear and you go up and poke it with a stick and it fucking decimates you, you know, fuck around and find out. You don't, they are easy. Israel is easily the most sophisticated military force on the planet, probably. I mean, they're not the biggest, but they got the dome. They're hardcore shooting,
They're a
three
bear.
pointers all day long.
No, they could take care of this problem pretty quickly
Yeah.
if they wanted to.
So that was, and she's, this person was just like, oh no, but there's kids. It's like, you don't.
But that's the point of it. That's why we're seeing all this stuff. I mean, obviously, if
Hamas
you
is
have
not stupid. I'll say that. They're not stupid. They're playing the PR version of this.
right, and they're getting a lot of help. They're getting a lot of help. I mean, and that's just it. I mean, journalists have been covering war from the ground and reporting about some of the terrible things they see for a long, long time. You know what I mean? Like it goes back. I remember Vietnam. I mean, those images were going home, and the anti-war efforts were just, getting bigger and bigger. I mean, it's the same thing. I just don't know how much of I don't want us more involved than we already are. And Israel can handle itself. And I guess as the United States, you know, it's one thing to tell Israel behind closed doors, hey, you take your foot off the gas here, maybe the public opinion is going against you. But they actually, Biden and Blinken, they came out and said that publicly.
Yeah, they're manufacturing the dissent. They're
Yeah,
manufacturing the public opinion. I
right.
mean, they're
Yeah, but
they're
and they're
fostering it.
and they're
Yeah.
trying well they're trying to make appearances for some of their people that they want to vote for them, that they're afraid they're going to lose support in voters because of all these protesters you're talking about. And that kind of leads us to another subject in this week's news. Speaking of Blinken, they also came right out and said Ukraine's going to join NATO. Like they said it again.
Was that
How
last
are
week?
you
This week?
That's a
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
dangerous
How are
statement.
you de-escalating what's going on over there by making statements like that?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I mean, because what else does Putin's hearing this, and he's like, and then also as an American, I'm hearing it. And
Yeah.
if they join NATO, it's tantamount to the United States being attacked by Russia. I mean, we have to act the
Correct.
same way.
Well, that's the thing. My whole thing is like, if they join NATO, can we rescind our agreement to what was it?
Be in NATO,
No. The agreement to that subclause that like any attack on a member of NATO is
right?
attack on all members of NATO. Like,
Right.
because there's already an attack. Like, why would we? I
Right.
don't know, man. And
No,
NATO,
no, Mike, I'm with you. It's another
yeah,
reason. It's another reason why Trump had better win.
and NATO is kind of
Or
like take it out behind the barn and shoot it. Like, I don't even know why. I mean, I get that there's the East versus West thing, but NATO is like, let Europe take care of
Yeah.
that, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
we help all these countries quite a bit already.
it was billions.
Billions, yes, many more billions went to
Many
Europe and
more
Israel.
billions went to things that weren't the border.
Right.
Yeah.
It's that is like so brazen and so disrespectful to the American public's intelligence, which I'm starting to question that. And I voted for the fucking asshole, but god damn it, I regret it. And
Are you
I
saying
hope
the Inflation Reduction Act didn't reduce inflation?
no.
Whoa, man.
it it's so overwhelming. I was talking to Mike the other day
Tiny
about
fists. Tiny fists. Yeah.
I was talking to Mike about it the other day, and I'm just like, I can't even turn on the TV anymore or
I
even
try not to.
go to it. It's so depressing how stupid everybody has become. Woke is I'm gonna screw this up, but the plebeians beating the proletariats with the tablets. It's the end, if we don't change things soon, of our society. Did you guys see that Matt Walsh has a show, I guess, coming out now? Like where
Oh, it
he,
aired tonight. It aired
yeah,
tonight. I didn't see it.
where
The
he's
show.
he judges people. It sounds like it's
Yeah.
probably along these lines. Like he just takes a bunch of email
No,
messages and
yeah, no, Mike, it's like People's Court or Judge Judy, but with Matt Walsh.
Is it on Daily Wire or is it on like?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
see,
yeah.
I like him, but he's kind of an asshole too.
Oh, he
Very much
totally is, but I
like
like him though. I like
Yeah.
everybody on
him.
the Daily Wire, I sort of like.
Yeah,
Like
they're all kind of assholes, but I like
Yeah.
them.
I like them.
You know?
what's the one guy? Ben Shapiro. Good Lord, if I heard him talking next to me at a bar, I would bury my fist in his throat. But
He's very fast. Yeah.
he makes some good fucking points
Yeah,
sometimes.
he's a very smart guy.
Yeah, they're very interesting. I like the Daily Wire. But yeah, sometimes they're just barely tolerable. Like you know what I mean? Like they are in some ways the best thing about the right now, and in many other ways quite possibly the reason for the arguments against the right. Ben
Maybe.
Shapiro, especially, I did not like, and again, this is back to the Gaza Israel thing. Um, he really, really made it about his being Jewish, and I get it. Of course,
Yeah.
it matters more to me. But I felt like he was he was milking it for what it was worth. I didn't feel like necessarily that he was sincere in what he was saying. He
No,
just
well, he equates the issue with Ben Shapiro for all his passion. He definitely equates if you are against Israel in what they're doing,
You
then
are.
you're anti-Semitic. That
Mhm.
you have a problem with Jews because their survival is on the line. That's the way he looks at it. That's the way a lot of people who are Jewish look at it. And I don't agree with him on that. Like I think someone like Candace Owens could
love
be
her.
could be affected by the atrocities of what she's seeing, dead mothers, dead children, and be against that enough to say enough is enough. That doesn't mean she hates Jews.
No,
Mhm.
she is actually of everybody. Her and I love Jordan Peterson. He can do no wrong in my eyes. She is the best thing they got going. She
Well,
is
no, they don't.
She's
She
out
got
the
let
door.
go. They
what
got no,
really?
they fired her because of what I'm talking
Yeah,
about, I
because of what.
suspect.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
of what Jack's saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
I really like. I was listening. She had because she just came from nowhere. She was like, she had this one diatribe on a YouTube video, and it blew her up. Like,
Well,
I
she also hitched her ride to Charlie Kirk and toured the country talking about the Blexit movement,
But
which
she's
was black people exiting from the Democratic Party. So she definitely had a slow and steady rise to the
but
point where she is now.
what I'm telling you is, I remember like this one video that is like the one that got
Yeah.
her on the radar, and it was just brilliant, eloquently
Who?
spoken. I can't remember what it was for.
Candace Owens.
Oh, that's what I thought you were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I like her a lot.
Kitty
I
Yeah,
cat.
she's good. I like them both. I like them both. I think
yeah.
and that's that is what it is.
And
Well,
Well,
so do we have a subject yet for this episode?
yeah,
Should we get started?
no.
Did
In
y'all finish
fact,
fucking
out a clip?
Irish.
yeah, no,
Fucking
yeah.
Irish pricks, the cunts.
I
So
mean, so
he likes the civil society,
right.
basically, which is
Yeah,
based in Judeo-Christian teachings.
Well, I
correct.
So
mean, it can be argued that yes, if we could open all borders and people could get along, what a great world it could be.
yeah,
But
I
we're
mean,
not at that get along point.
yeah, it's not, and that's not even what it's about. I mean, that's not why they're
That's
doing
what
it.
they say
They're
it's
not
about.
doing it for everyone to get along. I mean, that's not.
Right,
No.
That's how it's being sold.
right.
And for
Not the
me,
reason.
my biggest my biggest thing right now is the border, and how you're hearing all these stories now. I mean, if they get through, about like people raping and murdering people. They're like sexual fucking predators.
Well, they're
That's not
emptying
new.
They're emptying the
I know it's not
jails
new,
down in
but
some
now
of
we're
these
hearing about it.
countries. I
Yeah.
mean,
What?
Yeah. They're emptying the jails, and it's not new. I mean, there's so much sex trafficking. I mean, look,
No, I realize it's not new, but what I'm saying is we're hearing a bit more about it now.
yeah, sure.
well, not from the mainstream media, but I
I'm
mean,
kind
you're
of
talking.
surprised that that one student got where what I don't remember what state that was in, but that college student that got murdered, she's running or something, and she
Georgia,
got
maybe? I
murdered.
think it was
Maybe,
Georgia.
yeah.
Lake and
That
Riley.
sounds yes.
Lake and Riley.
Yeah,
And she was they kept specifically saying that he was a migrant.
Yeah.
But the person that when Trump was all over the news saying what was the quote? They're not sending their best people, they're sending their rapists, they're sending their whatever. The reason he said that is because just like a couple days prior to that statement, some girl was killed on the Santa Monica Pier by a migrant.
Yeah.
and
Yeah. And then a
No.
lot of times their answer to that is, well, Americans commit these crimes too. Okay, but if they're not
but we
vetting
don't
who's
go to
coming,
another country to commit them.
right, and also if we're not vetting the people coming through the fucking door, a lot of them are going to be predators. Why are we letting them in? Because we have them too? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
not
need one
logical.
more.
Hey,
Yeah,
why
we
don't
need, yeah, we need more.
Why don't we
need
give
more.
$10,000 on a credit card and a cell phone and a place to live to our own homeless people here? Granted, some of them are just going to end up blowing it all on crack or heroin or whatever.
Yeah,
but
I'm not giving them to schizophrenics and people that want to live on the street. I'm not for my tax money
no. But
going to that.
my
I'm just
point is,
not.
if we're gonna diverge those funds to somebody, I'd rather they be people that are from America. And I'm not.
Yeah.
I sympathize with the migrants. The large portion of the migrants are probably not.
Yeah, I don't even like that term migrant. They are
I don't really like it
invaders.
either.
They are illegal immigrants, man. I have
No,
no
Mike.
problem with migrants.
Mike, they're newcomers.
Oh yeah, they're new
They're
Americans.
They're
illegal
new
aliens.
voters. They're new voters.
New voters.
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
right.
I'm waiting for that law to get passed right before election.
but words matter, man. It's like no one the canard is or
What's
the
a canard?
propaganda. The propaganda is that, you know, if you are against illegal immigration, you're against migration and or refugees.
Yeah, right.
Which is
People moving.
completely a whole other thing.
Right. I have
Like
no
I'm
problem
totally
with that.
cool with migrants. I'm cool with refugees. I'm cool with people that come here legally. I'm all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
In
And
a
the thing
perfect
is,
world,
they're being
perfect world, we have no
purposely
borders.
obtuse.
No,
It's
Mike,
saying
that's Mike, if you change the language, you change minds. They know what they're
Exactly.
doing.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, we may have been outsmarted. God damn. I mean, I'm voting not Biden. If RFK looks like he has a chance, I'll probably vote for him. But honestly, it's looking like Trump might be going for Tulsi Gabbard, and that's very appealing to me.
That's going to put you over the top with Trump.
Yeah.
I know that.
I love Tulsi Gabbard. You guys like her, right? Have you?
Yeah, I like Tulsi Gabbard.
Not as much as you, but yes.
Well,
I don't have the poster on my ceiling and all that like you do.
Right.
And the real doll that you asked them to make just like her. I don't have that. But
look, she's an Afghan war veteran. She's been running a not great place to run, which is Hawaii, with the drug problems there, and
she's not running it, but she was a representative.
But
a long time ago. Long time ago.
My point being is she's taken on some pretty heavy tasks, done them well. And even when she was a Democrat, she was going against the grain. I like one that goes against the grain.
I don't remember how she voted. I'm sure that there'd be a number of positions where I would disagree with her because she did come up as a Democratic congresswoman. But she saw the folly of her party. She couldn't agree with their most of their talking points, and so she pulled out. She said, I can't be a Democrat anymore. This is not my party.
That's enough for me. The fact
that's enough. That'd be enough for me too at this point.
That really makes me like her a lot. And if Trump takes her, first of all, she did start left. That's going to be the thing that people will like, is that maybe she'll keep him balanced.
She's right. They'll look at her as a moderate.
And that's why I like RFK Jr. I know you guys aren't as big on him, but I really, really think that he of everybody up there, I think he's the best guy. That's just me. I feel like he's got a heart. He's done good things for the environment. And not that that is really what I'm worried about right now. What I'm worried
Yeah,
about
no,
right
I
now
don't
is
need that guy
the
in the White House.
nuclear
Yeah,
war.
I don't need
But
cushy, friendly, nice guy.
no, but here's
I
the
want
thing. My point is that he's done things. Like you can like Trump all you want, but
I
up until he was president, he didn't do all. I mean, he's done things since he's president, but he was not like an altruistic.
he was a private citizen.
Okay, but RFK was a
I
lawyer
know.
for many years, so
Okay.
he was a private citizen too. My point is that he actually, and he did a lot of things under protest, like all his what they call anti-vax stuff. Again, I've said it before, it's pro research, it's not anti-vax, but he didn't want to get involved in it. Like people brought like boxes of files on what was going on. He was doing this under protest, and that's the guy I want. I want the guy that doesn't want the job.
Yeah, no, I'd go with the guy who's a proven commodity, and I kind of like the direction the country was going in for 3 years when Trump was at the helm. I think he just didn't do enough. I also think that he got jobbed
Oh God, yeah.
in 2020. I'd like to give him another shot because I thought he did a good job the first time, and maybe this time. And now we need someone to do the job. Like we need someone to undo the last,
Like
you know, four
fire the
years.
top three management levels of every federal agency. I
Yep,
mean, you talk about like that's what I want to see.
well, I want to see that. I want to see him close the border. I want to see the
Mhm.
economy turn around for the working class, which he was doing a good job of.
I'd like to see a buck
I
80
want to
for gas
see
again.
I want to see a forced negotiation in Ukraine.
Yeah,
I want that instead of more war.
Or more
And
money.
and and as far as Israel, I want to make sure we don't get more involved. And I think that he'd be good at that too.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going.
I
Yeah,
mean,
oh, no disrespect to RFK. I haven't seen anything from him, that compares with what Trump did.
Yeah.
fair enough, but he hasn't had the job, so
Right,
yeah.
right. So I'll go with the guy
But
who's running as a Republican
yeah, I
before I'd
mean,
go
like
with
I said,
RFK.
maybe I'm a fanboy. I get
Mhm.
such a good vibe off the guy.
Yeah, I'm not. He's probably a really decent person. I mean,
He seems
I
it.
don't
He
know.
cleaned up the Hudson for God's sakes. Wasn't it like 20 years ago that Seinfeld was doing an episode on how fucking disgusting the Hudson was?
Oh,
And
sure,
he
he did.
cleaned it
Yeah,
up. Like that's what I'm saying. Of
I don't
everybody, he's done things. He's just done good.
I don't know
And
if I could listen to his voice for 4 years.
yeah, that'd
that
be
is
rough.
a problem. That is definitely a
And I'm
problem.
not even being mean about it. I'm saying it's like when I hear it, I'm like, I'm listening, but it's like
But I'm also blocking it out.
I'm also blocking it out at the same
Right.
time.
Listen, I think Mike, you said it best. You're like, if he did somehow get it, you wouldn't hate it.
No, I
No, I
wouldn't
wouldn't
hate it.
hate it
I
either.
wouldn't hate it. Not because
Yeah.
it's so horrible now. Like just someone that's not a
Right,
Marxist would be good, you know?
right.
Yeah,
I'm not it's a low bar for old Mike
right,
around here.
exactly. Like
Like someone
again,
that likes the country. How about that? Someone that likes
and
America.
RFK clearly likes the country.
Yeah,
So does
that's great. That's 90% of it.
Well,
yeah.
we know who
So,
Desiree's voting for.
Desiree's
Yeah.
voting for
I mean,
Trump.
is it even a question at this
Oh
point? I
no,
mean, like, I know you
No,
keep
it's
on
not a.
bringing, I know
well, you
you
weren't
keep
wearing
on
the hat
bringing
anymore. I don't know if you.
RFK Jr. in the mix, but like, why?
Yeah,
He's
I
not
didn't know.
even like,
there is reason because he's actually right now at like 22%.
yeah, there's a
Of the,
whole 78
yeah,
more
but
percent.
yeah,
Is that math the math?
but it's unheard of, and there's a lot of people that don't want either of these guys. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying he has a chance, but what I'm saying is he's in the spectrum of if enough
Okay.
people
All
got
right.
this.
Well, let me piggyback on what Des is saying here. Here's my problem with RFK. Well, first I'll say what I like about RFK. I think there's a lot of people that can't vote for Biden again. They're Democrats. They think RFK is a better person, just like you think,
Yeah,
and they think that he was a Democrat, and so they're going to go with RFK. But my problem is, no offense, Zeus,
no, it's fine.
people like you, and what I mean is you know Trump did a good job, but you just don't like him. So you're going to go with the guy who seems like a nicer guy. And if Trump loses enough
No, no, no.
people, if
That's putting words into my mouth a little. No,
well, okay,
I
but I'm
really
Maybe not
saying,
feel
you,
like
but I get what he's saying.
yeah, what I'm saying is there's other people like you who actually give a little more kudos to Trump than the reason why you didn't vote for him. So you do respect more about what he did, but you still don't like him enough to pull the lever for him. And that's what I'm worried about is possible Trump voters who are going to be like, no, I'll go with RFK.
Yeah, and then Biden wins.
I think what's going to happen is this is going to turn into another Ross Perot situation.
Well, as
He's
long
going
as
to
that
bail.
affects Biden negatively, I'm okay with
I
that.
think it will because I think RFK recently there was some story where he was like, if he got a choice, he's not going with Biden. So he
Yeah, I
didn't
heard that.
necessarily, yeah. So that's another thing that I like him. I feel like he's the anti-Trump. You know what I mean? He goes up against big business. He's just doing it from the other side.
But
Right.
you've got, but the thing is, and Jack, that's a good point. But there's also people that voted for Trump are. I don't think they're going to vote for RFK, or if they, it's a very small percentage. I mean,
I don't
me
know.
myself. I mean, I'm up. To, I filled out what like 478 ballots already that I've turned in at drop boxes. I mean,
Good job.
I would, yeah. I mean, I would walk over
You're
broken
like
glass
2,000
to vote for Scott.
mules.
I'm making sure. I'm making sure. Maryland is going to go for Trump if I can has anything to say about it.
Yeah, but
I'm paying all these people to fill out ballots. I'm printing them off on my ditto machine.
Mike, you better watch out, because Dinesh D'Souza will make a movie about you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I'm just saying to Jack. I think he's going to draw more from Biden, but
yeah,
nothing. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I absolutely think he's going to draw from Biden. I think he loves the country enough to know that Biden is not the answer,
yeah. He
and
said it.
that at bare minimum, and this is where I get into my vote for Trump. If he takes Vivek or Tulsi Gabbard, I'm kind of that's me going over the fence. Unless,
All
like
right.
I said, unless RFK is at like 29%, then
Yeah,
you know, because I really do like. I think I've made it clear I'm a fanboy.
yeah,
But I like Vivek. I love Tulsi Gabbard. I think she's a pisser, man. And the best part about is if Trump did kick the bucket while in the White House, I'd be fine with her as president.
yeah. I would be too.
I'd be very secure with her as president.
I think if RFK gets 30% of the Democrat vote and Trump wins, I think RFK is going to find himself with a job
Yeah,
somewhere in the administration.
Oh,
yeah,
Because
and I think it would be a
it'd be
brilliant
it'd
move.
be it would be way too easy to just bring those people into the fold. I mean, I'm talking 30% is huge.
yeah.
You know,
He's at 22, I think is what I saw last. That's impressive. I think Ross Perot only had like 12%, and he gave those all to the Clintons,
and
basically.
RFK may not accept it. I'm just saying I could see that scenario just because again, the thing that's important after this election is all this crap needs to get put over here. Like
Man, we
I
need
don't
to
want to still be
focus
having
on
this
real estate.
conversation, and I think we will be. I don't want to still be having this conversation next year. Like I just want shit done. Like I'm tired of talking about it. I just want them to
You know,
like take me back to
Mhm.
2010.
the
Take me back to
selfish side of
2010.
me, the selfish side of me wants Trump to win because a lot of this fucking nonsense that we've been dealing with is going to get obliterated very quickly.
Oh, that's what Mike's saying. I hope that's
Yeah,
true.
I hope that's true. I'm like again, I have a feeling. It's just a feeling. It's like that episode that we did about being optimistic. I really think this could be a huge landslide. Knocking on wood. I really do
Trump,
because
I feel like that
I
too.
don't see. I mean, Biden opens his mouth and everyone's like no
Yeah,
one. I don't see a Biden sign. I don't see Biden shit around here, and this is like Biden town.
You know
I
what?
don't see. No one wants to vote for him, and
It's
at the
Hillary all over again. They're so confident and cocky that they're going to
the
win that they
media
haven't
is
even been
confident. The
campaigning.
party. Can
And
you?
Trump is fucking out there, fucking
People
all
are
the
turning
time.
up for Trump. I mean, people like him. I
It
mean, the
doesn't even
media
matter if
doesn't.
people are showing up. It's the fact that he's still putting forth the effort.
Yeah.
And the left is just
All
me
they
20 years
have,
ago, Jack. You knew me when I was raising money for Democrats.
Mhm.
For this is so like this in its own right is surreal for me that I'm actually like
it,
I'm
all
I'm
they, yeah.
I'm promoting the side that I'm never gonna support this.
But it's a label, Zeus. The thought is what you do support. I know.
Why does he always freeze at the best times?
Adam, Zeus, you may as well stop talking. You're frozen.
I mean, all the Democrats have right now is Orange Man bad and the abortion issue. That's all they're running on. That's all they
Yeah.
got. I mean, what
Yeah.
else do they have?
Orange Man Bad. I was like,
Orange
what's
Man
that?
bad. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Orange
Trump
man
is a
bad.
dictator and abortion. That's it. I mean, that's all they got.
Yeah,
That's all they talk about.
you know what they got though? I mean, like if you look at I mean all the cable news networks are pretty much Trump's the antichrist and here's
Yeah.
10
He's
reasons why. Every show, every panel. That's
all
what
the
they got
time,
all the
24/7.
time. And the problem is even though the ratings for those shows are relatively poor. I mean like they're really not high at all.
No.
The thing is the viewers of those programs are seniors and seniors turn out to vote. That's the problem. I mean, I know that the internet and thanks to Elon Musk, there's a lot more of a conservative presence this time that's allowed to speak. And they have millions of followers too. But a lot of them are young people.
Yeah.
Not all of them vote. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, fortunately, these conservative like podcasters and I mean, they beat the drum that you guys better go out and vote
Yeah.
and try to get as many people as you can to do so. Like, thank God. So, I mean, in that sense, I agree with you. This could be a blowout, right?
It's just I
But
just because I'm
I'm
not
worried
seeing
about,
any energy. At least in 2016, and there
yeah,
was a lot of energy for Hillary. There was like, I'm with her shirts everywhere. And
yeah,
even in
SNL,
2020, there was Biden everywhere, man. Biden was all over the place, even though he was
yeah.
in the basement. But anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry.
No, you're right, Mike. You're right. I mean, and they kind of landed on Biden. They were throwing darts at the board. You know, he was the moderate. He was like the regular. This is what a politician is supposed to look and sound like.
Yeah.
That's really the whole pitch. He's going to
Yeah.
bring everybody together. The adults are going to be in the room again. You know, that's the way they pitched Biden. And he just went completely left. Like he went full Obama as soon as he got elected. You know what I mean?
It's
And
just a total disaster, man. It is,
I
like I
know.
said before, it's like the emperor has no clothes.
Right. But if we call any of these people out, then we're bad people.
Right. Actually, that's one thing. When I was listening to those guys, Matthew and what's the other guy's name? Brian.
I'm not
Um,
sure.
they I really liked just how frank they were about everything. And I was like, man, that's cool. Like they just,
Yeah.
you know, they don't have to be like up to speed on every little thing, but they were just like, this sucks. Or, I mean,
Yeah.
they just have
Well, they're Mike. They're like the Irish version of the Friends.
that. Yeah, no, exactly. That's
Yeah.
maybe why I liked it.
No, did you guys see the eclipse?
Oh,
Oh, that's a big
yes.
story this week.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Desiree definitely got the best pictures, but I thought mine were
Yeah.
too.
I didn't take any
A
pictures.
little more devilish,
Yeah.
like with red flame around it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I hate to admit it, but I actually napped right through the whole
Yeah.
thing.
I was like, man,
Yeah. I had a
I
lunchtime nap.
the thing that I thought was cool, I mean, the lighting, reduced lighting was cool, but like how it got chilly because yesterday was actually like a fairly warm day around here.
Yeah,
And
today
like
too.
when it happened, it was like it dropped like 15, 20 degrees.
So
It's
I'll
crazy.
confess, those were my pictures. Those were my friends that she was actually like in the totality. Well,
Yeah.
obviously,
It's
but
still amazing.
in here in Wichita, we were like 87% or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
But
But
we
I
were
mean, and the first one in 2017, because it went like the same, we were like the same distance from it that time too. The one that's coming up, the next one in like fucking 30 years or whatever, is Wichita's going to be in totality, which I'm like, oh shit, or right on the edge of totality.
oh,
Anyway,
nice.
I'll be like 54 or 56 when it comes around. So
So
It's good year, man.
Anyway, so the first time the crickets were like chirping and stuff when it got dark and all that kind of stuff, and that was real eerie because it's not like it's not like sunset darkness. It's like
No.
a really weird, like hazy,
like blue.
Mhm.
It's
The
bluish.
thing that's weird about it, and I remembered it from 2017, and you saying this just reminded me, Desiree. It's like it's dark, but the shadow contrast is severe. So it's like because there's still, if you're not in totality, there's the shadows cast by trees and everything are super well defined on the ground, not like they are at dusk when the light's diffused. So it's dark. It's almost like the old movies when they would shoot day for night, where they would like,
Yeah.
shut down the f-stop and shoot during the day to make it look like it was night. That's what it looks
Yeah.
like in real life during
So
an eclipse.
I got a funny story about it because you guys know my little guy, my little
Yeah.
one. He's a pisser.
Can you give us his social security number?
Yes, he lives
Oh,
in
okay.
Silver Spring, Maryland. Next.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
So
Oh
he
shit. Hey guys, I'm sorry. I gotta go. I didn't realize it was after 11. I had to bank out. So I don't know about you guys, but I know we've been on for a while now.
We'll let Zeus finish, but yeah, you can get
Yeah,
going
nice
and
to-
we'll let Zeus
All right,
finish.
bye guys. Bye everybody
Bye.
out there.
All
Take
right,
care, buddy.
take care.
No, so my little guy, he's like, he's trying to find ways where he can look at the sun without his glasses. He's just like, I'm like, no.
Don't
The
do it.
idea.
I
the
fucking
minute
did
they
it
give you an
twice
apparatus.
now.
What's that?
I've looked at the sun,
Oh,
the
I
eclipse
did
sun
it
2 times now.
But we got to teach them well. You don't, because if you do long enough, you could be blinded. I really don't. I'm not
I mean,
even
it's a
sure
split
about
second.
that,
I'm looking.
honestly.
Well, okay, you finish
But-
your story and I'll tell you the facts afterwards.
Yeah.
But so he's just like, so when it's over, I'm gonna totally look at the sun. And then I'm like, I'm looking over at him, and he's like, he's just constantly trying to blind himself. And this is the beauty of children. They just put us in this constant state of I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack.
Yeah.
And for him, it's just this blissful day where he's gonna stay. I actually try to use logic. I'm like, every day of the year, you don't need to look at the sun, but today, you're like all about looking at the sun.
I've looked at the sun when it was no eclipse a lot of
Yeah,
times
we've
when I
always
was a
been.
kid.
We've been
No,
looking at
no,
the sun.
I mean-
I still look at the sun.
It's all fine. It's all fine. I mean, but it was just, I'm trying. It's a life lesson thing.
It's
You
a life
teach your
lesson.
kids- I don't even know if it's based on any fact or science. I just don't look at
There's
the sun.
science. There is
Well,
science.
I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
So
Yeah.
with the, because I'm the same thing. I'm like, I don't even know why I can't look at it. I mean, I'd be looking at the sun all the time when you're driving the sun.
Oh yeah.
Like, you just look at the sun and then you get like those little sunspots or whatever
Yeah.
in your eyes. So the science behind it is this: the sun light is more concentrated when it is eclipsed. So, like, I don't know, there's probably like some scientific term, but if you have 10 sunlights in your eyes, if a normal sun, when it is eclipsed, depending on how eclipsed it is, until it has the corona, especially when it has that little diamond on it, you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
Like right before it's in totality, that little diamond, if you fucking look at that, you're going blind. But
Oh.
so like if you have it, so when it's eclipsing, it's taking whatever the measurement is. So like if it's 10 suns, if it's eclipsed, not in totality, it might be like the power of like 30 suns because the light is concentrated through the moon space.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does that make sense?
And also your eye may be shutting down less because it's dark outside. So maybe your pupil wants to open
And
more.
yeah, maybe I could see that.
Yeah.
But I did hear that too. First time I ever heard it this year that you can look at it in totality. I did not know that you can take the glasses off.
So my favorite joke through all this is anybody who was like, "Hey, did you see the eclipse?" I'm like, "Yeah." Now I need to go kill a virgin with everybody. What?
You did
And
say
that's
that.
why you get in trouble for saying shit.
Yes. Yes. That's why you get in trouble, man.
But I'm
Well,
loving
there are
like
no
all
virgins
the
anymore.
I'm loving all the like pictures now coming out. Look, it's like rare footage of the Miami eclipse or some shit like that. And like it'll be like a tortilla and a fucking avocado. And it's
Yes,
like
yes, where the moon is, yeah. And then my
That's
favorite is
awesome.
the gorilla going like this as you go over it.
I gotta look these up. I did not see
Or like
these.
there was one that this guy had like a frying pan,
Oh
and he
yeah.
like went used the actual sun, but he like held the frying pan like over the sun, like in the picture. And so I'm like, this is funny.
That is.
And how many times have you heard "turn around"? Every now and then I get.
All right.
That's in all the videos now. It's so
I
funny.
am going to get going because I got to get up early. But
All
do you
right,
want
sweet.
me to keep
I'm sorry
recording?
about my Irish guys.
I
Yeah.
know.
We'll
I
fix
want to hear
that.
him talk.
So
Yeah, I know. They have great accents, and like Mike listened to the show. They got a good show. Like it's well produced.
I got these guys from Antarctica I'm gonna have on
Yes.
next week.
Well,
They have
see,
a podcast down in Antarctica.
my thing
Called
before
It's
you
Really
go, Mike,
Cold Down
is
Here.
Yeah,
I was talking to Mike about it. I kind of
It's
wanted
called
to
Frozen.
Frozen.
I wanted to do like a series of like these people from different countries and how they feel about how we are. So this is a crashing failure as a start, but I'm going to continue to do it because I'd like to, up to the election, have a few episodes where like you guys are assholes or you guys are, just get their perspective. I get the feeling that everybody's going through what we're going on, bigger levels, lower levels, but there's a dissatisfaction with just the world zeitgeist.
We're all human beings.
You know what we should do? I just had this idea. Whenever the debates come out, like we just jot down a couple of them questions that were really good, and we do like our own debate.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Are you familiar with Wilkes Allen 2024?
All right.
We could use it, and I'll be the moderator.
Have a good evening, everybody.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Hey, guys, can I call you?
Yeah, it's fine.
All
Okay.
right, cool. I'll call you Shirley.
Take care.
Don't call me Shirley.
Bum 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 I ran. 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 My country's got a feeling really hit the ceiling. Bum I ran. Bum 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 I ran. Went to a mosque, gonna throw some rocks. Tell the Ayatollah gonna put you in a box. Bum I ran. Bum 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 bum.